Excellent. Here's the Spanish Zerg player. It's SouLeer.
Now, Grant, I don't want to get too into my Twitter beefs with people, because, you know, that's my own personal life.
I've got a few.
I understand. I want to talk about the people who run the DreamHack StarCraft 2 Twitter. A couple days ago, they were talking about a PtitDrogo match, and they called him Little Dragon. Right. And I immediately, because I am, if nothing else, a sucker for correctness, I said, hey guys, just a heads up. His name is, as translated in French, is not Little Dragon. Drogo is actually the French word for pharmacist or druggist or chemist, depending on where you live in the world. And I said it should be, you know, Little Druggist. And they said no. And they responded with a number of GIFs.
I saw this.
Of tiny, adorable dragons. And I kept up the fight for as long as I could, but I was eventually overwhelmed by the cuteness. And I feel like I've got to, I lost. I've got to now say that even though I know in my heart of hearts that he is actually the little druggist.
Little drug dealer.
In my soul, I know it's the little dragon because he's just so damn cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got schooled on Twitter, man.
That's the closest I get to a Twitter beef, is exchanging adorable gifs of baby dragons with people. That's the angriest I've ever been in my life, Grant, is just trading gifs of cute dragons.
Wow. How different we are. Very quick Stargate here from Drogo. Before Warp gets starts up, this is about the quickest possible one he can get. He is also, of course, getting the Adept here and starting his Warp Gate behind this. So we expect to see other very quick Oracles. Maybe a Void Ray if he wants to push back Overlords and really keep his base a secret. But Drogo, I think, is more likely to play Twilight Council based builds here. He does love a Glaive Adept. He does love Blink. He loves a Protoss Death Ball. I've always said in EU, there are very few Protosses that can control a Death Ball, specifically with Archons, as well as Drogo. He's bloody brilliant at them. So we should see first unit coming out here. I would expect an Oracle. He's actually waiting for the Overlord to fly over before he starts anything. Oracle is good.
Yeah, interesting choice there. Obviously, Void Rays are pretty good against Zerg units. Sometimes you see them used to clear up those Overlords and grab a little bit more map vision. But this time, Oracle, I think, is the right choice. Obviously going to be spotted by SouLeer. SouLeer did expand very quickly to that third location, so he might be a little bit behind, but now he's seen this. He is going to be just fine with the Spore Crawlers all over the place.
Yeah, Spores should go down just as the Oracle finishes. Is about the right time here. Second Oracle, so we should see most likely a Phoenix as well after the second Oracle. Some Protosses choosing to go up to 3 Oracles, offering a bit of utility, as well as the ability to one-shot those drones. Spores coming down, just a 1 so far. He does have Queens on the natural, going to feel comfortable just using them to defend alongside the Spore in the main. Few Lings coming out right now as well from SouLeer, who does want to take a bit of control of the map. Don't expect any damage, particularly here from our Protoss. He may get a drone or two. He doesn't even get one, and he does take some hit point damage, so not a great start there. Spores now going down everywhere, and a Void Ray coming in from Drogo to push back the Overlords and take control of his third very, very safely.
Yeah, I like the Void Ray, man. I always like the Void Ray. I'm a big fan, especially in PvZ, man, because they're going to clear the Overlords. They're going to get driven away. I mean, I don't ever see a downside to building a Void Ray as opposed to another Oracle here, and I feel like Drogo is really reading this very well. Nice kills on those Lings, by the way. The Lings trying to get away. The Oracles should clean them up here. No, they're going to save their energy, try and make their way back into the main base. I don't think they're going to find much luck. Meanwhile, back home for SouLeer, we see that Lair Tech finishing up, or starting up, rather. We see the Roachborn starting up in Grant. You can do a little count on the gases here. 1, 2, and 3. Grant, if you see a Lair Tech coming down, what does 3 gases tell you about the Zerg player's build?
We're most likely going to see Roach speed, a good amount of Roaches made, and a transition maybe towards Hydras down the line. He may just choose to play Roach Ling and add his Baning Nest on as well. It's sort of a stylistic choice. This Void Ray coming in for some aggression, I like it. Does get one drone as well taken down by one of the Oracles. For just a little bit of damage here. This is nice. Drogo is holding back SouLeer a little bit. But we should see as SouLeer now has a lot of loose supply, sitting at 66 out of 106. Roach should be starting a bunch of Roaches in the production tab.
Yeah, we're going to see this knee of the curve style for SouLeer. If you look at the army supply graph, it's going to look pretty flat for a while and then immediately just start zooming upward. As you said, the number of roaches increasing. And since he got that fourth gas taken a little bit earlier, but not a spire, that does tell us there's additional tech on the way, not just those speed roaches. And Nidus Worm is what it's going to be. So good reads on the gases there for those of you who have been paying attention. And with the fifth gas even taken, that Nidus Worm is going to get up quite quickly here. Not spotted yet by Drogo.
Drogo actually hasn't got anything in the north side of his main base, and there's an Overlord flying in right now. Okay, there is a pylon there. That pylon, is it in range? It must be, right? Yeah, okay, this is going to be seen. The Nidus is going to go down in the main. We have the Oracles dropping a Revelation right now, but here comes the Nidus, and Drogo is out of position, going to warp in a couple of Stalkers. I think 3 Stalkers are enough. If a fourth one comes up, I think he's okay here. I don't think this is going up.
Yeah, it might come up for just a split second if it does, but just going to get sniped down there. And, of course, the Morphin, the Overseer, was ideally to get further into the base to see what's going on. Not going to happen, though, because the Overseer going to get pushed away. And now the Void Rays here. This Nidus Worm is a non-starter, a damp squib, Grant. It's not going to get anything done. He's got to walk these roaches manually across the map. He still does have 72 army supply, and that's still pretty scary.
Yeah, of course, the Roach is pretty quick, but he wanted to bring Queens. So he can deal with the units in the air. We see Archons and Immortals already on the way. These units shouldn't have been out by the time this hit, but unfortunately SouLeer just wasn't able to find what he needed to. Adding a couple of Ravagers, a nice Revelation there gets all except the Queens. The Queens are going to be a big part of the damage here, but this is a very good Protoss army with a good amount of batteries. We have batteries almost everywhere. I can't see how SouLeer is going to make this work. It's going to be very difficult.
Well, there are no batteries here in the natural, and this is a nice little split here. He knows he's got the unit advantage, right? He's just got so many warm bodies on the field that by splitting them up, he's able to distract Drogo just a little bit here. Drogo doing a pretty nice job on the main army here with a couple of Archons getting repowered by those batteries, those shields going back up, but already depowering 2 gateways, depowering the Cyber Core. The Void Ray's forced to do a lot of work here, but it is doing a lot of work. Pylon being repowered here, and I think this is still going to be a good fight for Drogo. SouLeer just not quite enough, Grant. I think our original guesses were correct. Looks pretty solid.
Yeah, the Immortals in the back, untouched, just so much damage. Just looking at the kills here, 4, 5, 6 between them. They're all, almost 20 kills between just the Immortals, and that was not Ling kills. GG, Drogo, the clean defense in game 1.
Yeah, good read by Drogo there. Maybe saw it a little bit late, but I certainly suspected something was up, right? He had a good idea of how many gases there are, and sort of knew what was coming his way, so... Good defense there by Drogo. No surprises that he's able to defend there. And I'll be honest, Grant, not a big surprise from SouLeer going for a big timing push that was a little bit ill-fated to begin with. It just seems to be the MO of SouLeer this game. No matter how good he wants to play, he gets scouted pretty easily. He defaults to some sort of, mid-masters level timing push with Roaches and Ravagers that aren't that scary and just gets shredded by a Protoss player who's ready for it. So as much as I love SouLeer, I gotta say his performance through this series has been a bit lacking.
Yeah, if that first Nidus had gone up, if the Stalkers didn't warp in quick enough, if the warpings had been used, I mean, it's a real coin flip. If he doesn't, SouLeer doesn't know when Drogo's warped in. So you throw down the Nidus and hope he's just warped in somewhere else. He hadn't, which means the warpings came in and that Nidus didn't get up. If it had got up, Queens would have immediately jumped out, dropped creep tumors, allowing for more Niduses, been able to transfuse the Nidus as well. And we'd have been looking at a very different game where the production facilities were hard shut down, and maybe, just maybe, SouLeer wins that. It's hard to know. Of course, we're talking about maybe land here. But now we move into map 2, Death Aura. And SouLeer, I think he will try to be the aggressor once again, but maybe not with Nidus this time. Maybe we'll see some early Spire, something a little bit different here, something a little bit funky and off meta, because he does, he needs this map if he wants to make any money this tournament. It's going to be real tough, real tough.
It is going to be really tough. Let's take a minute and talk about our players here. And then, we can talk a little bit more about the prize distributions here. Of course, there's already some money in the bank for all these players. But, yeah, you obviously want to increase that pool, your purse, as much as you can. So, spawning at the top left-hand side of Death Aura in the blue, looking for a map win, and he's going to try anything to get to it. With a 12 pool, it's our Spaniard, SouLeer, from Team Exxon.
And his opponent in the bottom right, representing Raise Your Edge Gaming. He is the red Protoss player from France. It's Drogo.
All right, Grant, talk me through this. 12 pool from SouLeer. What is he looking for? What damage does he need? And how does Drogo counter it?
it comes down to how much he wants to commit. He's going to have 6 slings. Their purpose is to get some low ground buildings, possibly, and stop that natural going down. It depends on what the follow-up is really, because the 12 pool is not an all-in build anymore. You can 12 pool expand, and that is exactly what we're seeing. It's only really all-in if you go for like a proxy hatch, or you bring drones, mainly against Zerg players. Drogo has gone for an early scout, and he has blocked the expansion, which is bad.
He's going to try and hatch block here. He's going to get to it.
The probes him. Oh,
nice!
Okay, now this is good. This is very good. Drogo now is going to have to make his zealot immediately. He still gets his cybercore down. It's not like he has to put it in a really bad position. But the wall is up, and that means the lings are definitely getting in.
Yeah.
We see the first few lings already in the production tab, and the rest of the lings will probably be produced from here. I like to see a forge go down here just to be completely safe, but Drogo is going to feel comfortable. He's actually created a full wall behind this. Yeah, This is so good. The spine tried to go down. It didn't work. He's going to try it again. Oh, come on.
Oh, his own ling's getting in the way as well, so no spine crawler at all. That's unfortunate, and the really good news for Drogo is he's got a second pylon here. A less strong player might have built another gateway to try and block off or something, and then left their pylon exposed, so if the one pylon went down, that'd be GG, but as it is, Drogo is so smart. Another zealot out here. The cyber is finished up, which means if he wants to build a shield battery at this point, he absolutely can. And this is just looking worse and worse. Looking worse and worse. No expansion yet. No expansion. Pylon blocked out for his expansion. Got to go for the third for SouLeer. Oof.
Yep, Drogo, of course, up 7 workers already. Now he has the Adept. He's going to send that across the map. He gives all of the lings as well. I imagine we'll see Drogo go for a Stargate pretty soon. He's going to get his natural, of course, and stay pretty true to his macro. This is nice. If this Adept goes down, but not even that works, his ling's not able to appease that speed zone, and Drogo is he's just miles ahead right now, I'm afraid. We do need to see an all-in definitely here from SouLeer. He's down 8 workers already. His natural spread. I think we will see either a Stargate, but it's getting pretty late, so maybe a Twilight Council. A big Glaive Adept attack would be probably unholdable because there's just so many corners cut. And Drogo going in before he makes his attack choice, gets a full read of everything, and he'll be feeling happy.
Yeah, I really like this from Drogo, by the way. I think, again, some other players may have, as you suggested, rushed to a Stargate, which would be a pretty reasonable response to this, or maybe gone for a quick Twilight to try and get some extra stuff out here. But Drogo playing it very, very safe, playing it cool, man. Just dropping some more pylons, getting that Nexus down, saving up, and still pumping out a lot of probes. Really nice stuff there from Drogo. Being patient, being cautious, and not overextending. Dropping a Robo, I like this play as well. Immortal's out, going to be very strong. It is going to be against a Baneling bust on the other side. That seems to be the all-in that SouLeer is going for. Yeah, 4 more lings coming out, saving up a bit of gas for those Banelings. It's going to be close. This wall from Drogo can get much, much stronger.
Yeah, Drogo's already seen this as well. You can see he's adding in a sentry immediately. He's got 3 sentries, 2 sentries even, another battery. This wall is pretty good. The sentries make it very, very strong here. 5 banelings. As casters, we're meant to hype out every moment, but if this